and welcome to another live session. My name is Linda from ITTT. Hope you guys are doing wonderful today. I'm doing wonderful, and I'm so happy to see you today. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time, as always. And if you're seeing me for the first time, that is why, because I'm actually live on a different time normally. So this is sort of out of the ordinary today. So we're trying out a new time zone. I normally go live a couple of hours, exactly 6 hours earlier than this actually. So if you're here, just say like hi in the comments. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm in South Korea, about an hour and a half south of Seoul, which is super exciting. I've been here for about 6 years already. And yeah, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna have a TEFL and TESOL chat. So this is your opportunity to ask me your questions about TEFL and TESOL, and I'm here to answer them. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. Please, again, in the comments, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you are in the world. Let me know if you're already TEFL or TESOL certified. And most importantly, do let me know your questions that you have. All right? And I also prepared a couple of slides that I can show you. You know, I love visual stuff, so I'm going to show you some slides that I prepared. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, very important, so that you don't miss any of our future live sessions. We actually do go live at least twice a week, not twice a day. One time me, and then one time my colleague Lisa. She's a non-native English teacher from Russia. She is teaching English online. She has also taught English in China. So she's a great person to watch if you're also a non-native English speaker and you want to get into English teaching. So highly recommend checking out her lives as well. And then obviously my live sessions. So normally I go live on Friday, 6 hours earlier than this. So Friday, 10 a.m. Korea time. Now it is 4 p.m. in the afternoon in Korea. So please, in comments, let me know where you are in the world. Let me know where you're watching from, what time it is there. And yeah, if you're already TEFL or TESOL certified, do let me know. And if you're listening to this as a podcast episode, thank you so much for the download. We really appreciate it. We just recently hit 4,500 podcast downloads, which is amazing. Thank you so much. We always turn our live sessions into podcast episodes. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you like the audio only format, you can find our podcast at on any major podcast platform, so iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, I think also Stitcher, all those places. So do check that out. It's called the TEFL and TESOL podcast by ITTT. And then, yeah, maybe I'll see you there. Also, very important, as you might have seen this. I always get this wrong. Oh, here we go. Here. 30% off in the upper right-hand corner. There's a QR code that you can scan and get 30% off any TEFL or TESOL course from ITTT. Very good deal. I'm also going to share with you, if you cannot scan that, you can use a link. Very, very easy. It looks like this. You should find it in the comment box right now on YouTube and on Facebook as well. I just shared it with you. So you can click on that, you can fill out your application, and you get 30% off any TEFL or TESOL course. So that's a great, great deal. And if you're not yet TEFL or TESOL certified, you better get started. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. We have Monica here in Italy, 9 a.m. Awesome. Whereabouts in Italy? I love Italy. Then we have EG from the UAE, United Arab Emirates, and it's 11 a.m. here. Awesome, cool. And Can Van from Vietnam. Hi. Thank you. And then we have Leturk. Oh, I remember you. You've watched before. Awesome. from the Philippines, 3 p.m. Great. So a couple of people I've seen before, a couple of new people. So this is great. That's why we changed the time this week so that we can reach people who maybe normally don't have the chance to watch us live and ask us questions. So that's why. Great. You are very welcome. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, so let's get started. Like I said, I do have some slides prepared for you that go along with what I'm going to say. Also, at any time, feel free to ask your questions because that's what today's session is all about. It's a Q&A session. So at any time, you can ask questions, leave comments, make an exchange. That's what I'm here for, basically, today. All right. So let me show you what I've prepared for you guys. So first up, I just want to introduce myself for people who don't know me yet. So my name is Linda. On the one hand, I'm a travel writer and content creator under the name Linda Goes East. You can find me at lindagoeseast.com. That's my own personal website where I share a lot of travel guides and travel information for Asia, teaching in Asia, specifically also South Korea, because that's where I live, and China, and many, many other destinations as well. On Instagram, I'm very active on Instagram. Some might say I am addicted, but you can find me at Linda Goes East. Also, if you have any questions at any time, feel free to just DM me on Instagram, and I'll get back to you as well. I'm originally from Germany and the US. My mom is German, my dad is American, and I am based in South Korea. I've been here for the past over 6 years. So before that, I also actually taught English in China. And yeah, so I love Asia. I've been here for a while and I know the market pretty well. That's why I'm also a TEFL and TESOL marketing professional for ITTT. That stands for International TEFL and TESOL Training. You can find us at teflcourse.net and also on Instagram at International TEFL Training. ITTT is a leading TEFL and TESOL course provider worldwide. We have a great variety of different courses, some of which I'm also going to show you. And I think some of you also probably have already taken some courses with us, so you know what it's all about. That's pretty much it. Let me just check in. All right, we have El Tire from China, also 3 p.m. Okay, awesome. And we have Ainura from Kyrgyzstan. Nice to hear and see you. Hi, thank you so much for joining. Awesome. Great. Good. Okay, I'm going to answer your questions in a little bit. I just want to mention what today's session is all about. Just as a reminder, again, it's going to be all about teaching English abroad, online, everything in between. Ask your questions about ITTT, about TEFL, about TESOL, about anything. And I'm going to start off with this question here from EG, who says, I rejected an offer from a Vietnamese institute, but without a contract, just to go there and work in several schools during the same week. Have you heard anything like that before? And what do you think? Yeah, actually, that's a good question because last week on my weekly live, I covered a topic about TEFL contracts and things to watch out for before you sign a contract. And the very first thing that I said in my live session, never accept a job without a contract. If there's no contract, you do not work for them. So good for you that you rejected it. You didn't go there because no, don't do that at all. That's shady from the get-go. You don't want to work for a school that doesn't give you a contract. So that is very important. So definitely you did the right thing there. They probably we're trying to either, save on taxes, or I've never taught in Vietnam. I don't know how it works there, but definitely if they don't give you a contract, you don't work for them. Okay, good. So I have prepared some questions that we get all the time, and that I'm going to go through, but also like I said, you guys feel free to just jump in and ask your questions at any time. And yeah, then we're just going to go from there. Let me take one sip of my coffee and then we can jump in. All right. Very good. Oh, first question. So the first question we always get is basically, what is the difference between TEFL and TESOL, right? Because we hear about both acronyms all the time. At ITTT, we also always mention TEFL and TESOL. So what is this all about? If you're completely new to teaching abroad, teaching English, to TEFL or TESOL, you probably don't know. And that's what I'm going to cover first, so that we're all on the same page, basically. So TEFL stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language. TESOL stands for Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. So basically, as you can see from their names, they have different names, but the overall key thing is the same, right? And these days, especially these days, there's really no difference in TEFL or TESOL. The only difference that there is in the usage. So as you can see here, TEFL is most commonly used within the UK and Europe. So in the UK or in Europe, people just prefer using the term TEFL. They don't really say TESOL that much. They just refer to it as TEFL. Whereas in Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada, North America, TESOL is much more commonly used, just the term itself. But TEFL and TESOL both mean the same thing. So the teaching of English to speakers of other languages, or teaching English as a foreign language to people who don't normally speak English, right? So that's the key term here. So that's the only difference. And actually, the good thing about ITTT is, in our certificates, I'm going to show you real quick, you can choose on your you can choose on your certificate whether it should say TEFL or TESOL. So based on where you're from or where you want to go and teach, you can choose, if your certificate should say TEFL or TESOL. So that is an option at ITTT, and I'm going to show you here. So this is my certificate, my 120-hour certificate. And if you're going to look here, it says the ITTT 120-hour TEFL course. So here, I chose TEFL, and some other people choose TESOL, so then it says TESOL here. But as you can also see in the logo, it also says TEFL and TESOL. So you have both acronyms on your certificate no matter what, but you can choose what you want it to be called, basically, based on where you're from or where you maybe plan on teaching. Whichever acronym you prefer, you can choose which one it should say on your certificate. Yep. So that's that about TEFL and TESOL. I hope that makes sense. I hope you guys understand that. So also the training is exactly the same. Whether it's a TEFL course or a TESOL course, the training is the same. The things you learn are exactly the same. So TEFL and TESOL are basically the same thing. The only difference is that in the UK and Europe, people just prefer calling it TEFL. And in North America and Oceania, is that what it's called? Australia and New Zealand, people prefer calling it TESOL. That's the only difference. All right. Next up, what we also get asked a lot is, how is the demand for teaching English? How is the demand, and also where is the demand? So I've prepared this map for you guys, and maybe, I don't know if it's really obvious if you can see that, the pins on there. I should have used a more vibrant color, but anyways, so as you can see, so the pins basically represent the main ESL teaching markets in the world. So over here, as you can see, we have Central and Latin America, Central and South America. We also have Europe over here. Then we have the Middle East, which is a huge region for teaching English abroad, as is Asia. Asia is actually the biggest market for teaching English abroad, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that just after this slide. So this is where the demand is the highest in the world when it comes to teaching abroad. And that does not mean that you can't find any positions in any of the other places that are not, don't have a pin on them on this map. So this is just where the most demand is in the world, basically. And also, obviously, teaching English online is huge at the moment. It's a huge market. There's so many people teaching English online. I also started teaching English online this year, actually. So it's huge. Don't forget that either. So teaching English online. And yeah, maybe I would like to know if anyone who's watching is currently teaching in one of those places here. Who's teaching abroad, and where are you teaching abroad? Do let me know. I'd be really curious. I myself, like I said, I taught English in China before, so I used to live here, actually pretty much kind of here and down here. So that's where I used to live, and now I am over here in South Korea. So I have teaching experience in both China and Korea. And I have a lot of friends who also taught English in Japan. Actually, we did a very, very cool live session. I think it was 2 weeks ago with two really cool girls from Australia who are currently teaching English in Japan together. They're two sisters. And if you're interested in teaching English abroad or in Japan, you can check that out. Also, Japan also hires non-native English speakers. So Japan is open to teachers of any nationality, which is not the case in some countries. So do check that out if you're interested in teaching English abroad, in Asia, in Japan, obviously, check that out. You can find it in our playlist on Facebook and also on YouTube. We always keep our live sessions in our playlists, so you can refer back to them at any time, no problem. All right. So I didn't get a comment of anyone teaching abroad. Maybe you're not currently teaching abroad, so that's fine. But then I'm just going to move on to how is the demand, right? So now we covered where is the demand, but how is the demand? So now I have a couple of key factors for you here, and I'm going to turn this banner off. So basically, there are more than 2 billion people learning and speaking English around the world. This is according to the British Council, that there are approximately 2 billion people learning and using English worldwide. So English is huge around the world. Obviously, I think we all know that English is a global language. So a lot of people are learning it, and yearly more and more people are starting to learn it. So that's why the demand for teaching English abroad is so big. And from that, 300 million people alone are in China. So that's what makes China the biggest market for teaching English abroad. And the Chinese vice premier actually made it a goal back in 2015 to increase English education even further. And at that time, they had 300 million Chinese people learning, and now it's 6 years later. So I'm sure this number is actually higher now. Because I used to teach in China, and there's literally a language school like everywhere. If you're in a big city in China, you just look around, there's language schools on every corner, pretty much. And they actually have more vacancies, job vacancies, than teachers that they can fill it with. So if you're interested in teaching English abroad, China is a big market and in need of lots of teachers. Hi, Nancy, watching from Thailand. Thank you for joining. Great. So then I also want to mention that there are certain countries that have implemented government-funded programs to attract foreign English teachers. For example, the EPIC program in Korea, the JET program in Japan, the TEFL program in France, and the NET scheme in Hong Kong. And the EPIC program, that's where the two sisters that I mentioned from our live 2 weeks ago, they teach under the JET program. I've also met people who taught under the NET scheme, and I know many people here in Korea who are teaching under EPIC. So those are basically government-funded programs that you can apply to, and then you can get hired, and they place you typically in public schools around the country. Public schools, but also sometimes private schools. So those are great programs for people who have no experience yet, because they're usually pretty organized and very guided. You receive guidance from start to finish. So those are really good programs if you're new to teaching. Yeah, then another great fact about the demand for teaching English or English language education is this right here. So 50% of all the teachers teaching abroad currently, they renew and stay a second year. So that tells us two things. First off, 50% of them love it and they stay, and teaching abroad is great. But also, on the other hand, it creates this huge turnover each year, right? Every year, 50% of the positions are vacant again. So it's a revolving door of job openings for you who are wanting to teach English abroad. And also the positions are actually increasing, especially in the case of China and many other countries that are really pushing English education. There are a lot of countries where that's the case. So yeah. I hope that makes sense. Please do leave me your comments if you want to add something, if you want to ask something at any time. Don't feel shy to interrupt me. I'm used to it. No, just kidding. I love it. Just having an exchange of information. If you know something that I don't know, feel free to share. If you have a question, feel free to ask. There are no dumb questions. So please, please, please just ask if you have any questions. Also, if that's not related to what I'm talking about, feel free. There's also going to be a Q&A, official Q&A section at the end when I'm through all of my slides, so you can ask then also. No problem at all. Okay. Yeah, then next up, we get this question quite a lot. So, do you need a TEFL or TESOL certificate to teach? Do you need it or do you not need it? What's the deal? Because you're probably looking at some job offers, and some job offers, they state that they need a TEFL. In some job offers, there's no mention of a TEFL or TESOL certificate. So what is the deal? Do you need a TEFL certificate? So basically, on this slide, as you can see, first I want to answer the question, what is a TEFL certificate, right? So on the one hand, it is this piece of paper. It is this piece of paper that is a required certification in many countries. So for example, in China, if you want to go teach in China, I know I mentioned China a lot, but China is a huge market for teaching English abroad. So if you want to go and teach in China, you actually do need to have a TEFL certificate. Otherwise, you will not get a visa there for teaching. So you need that. So that's the one thing, right? A TEFL certificate, on the one hand, is this piece of paper that is a certificate that is required in different countries, or also even if it's not required in a country, maybe the individual schools and employers require it. And then also, which I think is much more important, it is for you personally, right? So here we have, on the one side, it is this piece of paper. On the other side, it is for you, and you learn how to teach. Because just because maybe you're a native English speaker does not mean that you can actually teach English, right? Also, if you are a non-native English speaker and you've learned English a long time, for years and years and years, you've been a student of English yourself, also does not mean that you can teach English. So that's why I think a TEFL certificate is so important. And so, do you need a TEFL or TESOL certificate to teach? Depends on those two things. Either A, it is required in the destination where you want to go and teach, or B, which I think is more important, you should get TEFL certified for your own sake so that you know what you're doing and you learn all of those important things: teaching theories, methods, and techniques, classroom management, lesson planning, super important, evaluation and testing, equipment, teaching aids, English grammar, also super important, especially for native English speakers who have pretty much no idea of English grammar. So that is, I think, why it's important and why you do need a TEFL or TESOL certificate to teach, so that you know what you're doing and you're providing value to your students, right? But that being said, also there are many countries that do require teachers to have a TEFL. And if you don't have a TEFL, you're not going to get a visa. You can't go there and teach, basically. I hope I'm making sense, but I think that's very important to cover. because it's not an easy answer. Do you need a TEFL or TESOL to teach? My personal answer would be yes, definitely, for those two reasons mentioned. Okay. Yeah, let me take a look at the comments. All right, we have Illustre. Hi. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. And then Sean. Yes, that's our website. Yeah, TEFLcourse.net. Thanks for sharing that. Great. Okay. So I always keep an eye on the comments, so don't be shy. Just say what you want to say. That's cool. Great. Okay. So that's that question. And then the next thing would be, yes, what are the requirements for teaching English, right? We always get that asked quite a lot. And also there, again, there's no easy answer because the requirements, they vary from place to place, country to country, school to school, you know? So there's no one set answer. It always depends on your background and where you want to go and teach. So, but technically, or most commonly, those are the things that are required. So generally, it's a bachelor's degree and a 4-year bachelor's degree. And it does not have to be in the field of education in most cases. So it can be a bachelor's of, mine was business management. It could be a bachelor's of history or, I don't know, music even. Not to say that music is bad. No, you know what I mean. It can be any, even if it's really not related to teaching or English, it can be any bachelor's degree, typically. Also, there are countries and schools that hire people who don't have a degree. That's also possible. And we did some live sessions about that as well before. Countries, places that hire teachers without a degree. You can check that out as well. Sometimes it's also required to have teaching experience, but most of the time, actually not. Most people that I know that teach abroad, when they first started their first teaching job, they did not have any experience. Because that's just how it is. When you're just starting out, you don't have experience. But what you can do is gain experience by first teaching English online, for example, before you move abroad to gain experience. Or you can do things like tutoring, or if you're like a camp tutor or like tutor in your neighborhood or things like that. That also obviously counts as some form of teaching experience, for sure. Then the requirements often also vary, sometimes for some countries or some schools, you need to be a native English speaker, but there's also places that hire non-native English speakers. Like I mentioned, the Japan program, they hire people of any nationality, and that's the case in many, many countries. But some schools, like if it's a American school, they maybe only hire North American people. Or if it's like a British school, they would only hire people from the UK, for example. So there are always these kinds of schools that have those, rules and requirements for their teachers. Then typically what I think is very important that you need to have is adaptability, so that you are able to adapt, right, to a new culture, a new work culture, a new country, a new language, all of those things. So that's definitely one requirement that you need to have. So if you want to go abroad, you need to think about, will I be able to deal with it, live in a totally different place. So just think about that. And then also, obviously, the eagerness to learn new things, right? But that's pretty much. I think everyone who wants to go abroad already has those two things. They are adaptable and they are eager to learn new things and see new things. So, yeah, just want to mention that and throw it out there. Anyway. Then, let's see. What's next? That is another very common question. So which TEFL course is right for me when we're moving into this section? So what different TEFL and TESOL course options are there? And then which course is right for me? I'm sure all of you, because you're here, you probably Googled TEFL course or TESOL course before, and you noticed that there's so many different options, right? And then maybe you found ITTT and you click on ITTT's website, TEFLcourse.net, and then you see, oh my God, there are also so many different TEFL course options just on this one course provider's website. Which course should I choose, Also, again, there's no easy answer to this. It depends on you, your background, and most importantly, where you want to go. not in terms of only location, destination, but also in terms of long-term, your career, English teaching career goals, basically. So that's what we're going to talk about next. I'm just going to have one quick look at the comments. There is a question here. For the ITTT courses, what is the recommended course for someone without previous experience? And if those courses include videos or live sessions or just reading topics? Great, good. So this is exactly what I'm going to talk about right now. So watch, and it's going to answer your question, basically. So at ITTT, we pretty much offer training between 50 and 550 hours of TEFL or TESOL course training. Now, generally, for people who want to go and teach English abroad for at least a year or more, they need to have 100 hours minimum of training. That's pretty much the international standard. Pretty much for anyone, unless you want to do volunteer, teach work, or like internship kind of thing. So if it's not anything that you want to do for at least a year, you can get less than 100 hours. But anything that's, like a real position for like longer, you definitely need to have that 100 hours minimum. And yeah, we offer a wide variety of different courses to suit all needs, and I'm going to show you that in the next slides. We also have TEFL and TESOL course specializations that you can add to your portfolio. I'm also going to show you what that means, basically. All of our certificates are internationally accredited and accepted worldwide. I'm also going to show you how you can verify that, and how your potential employer can verify that your certificate is real and that, that it's from ITTT, basically. All right. So the first course, or this course, what I'm going to talk about now, this is pretty much the most popular option, what most people go for. The 120-hour TEFL course. This is also the course that I took, and that gets you this certificate right here. And like I said, this is the minimum standard course for anyone who wants to go abroad. So this course is 100% online. There are 20 units. Basically, half of the units are teaching methodologies, half the units are grammar-based, because grammar is a very important topic and very important for English teachers, obviously, that you understand grammar. And then this course is also study at your own pace, and you have up to 6 months to complete the course. So it's really great for people who maybe are working. I was actually working when I took my course. I was already teaching in China. At that time, when I was teaching there, a TEFL certificate was not a requirement. They changed that shortly after I left, actually. So yeah, I was teaching full time, and then in my free time, I completed my course, which was also possible. You have up to 6 months, and I think I completed my course in, I think, about 4 months while also working. All of the certificates are embossed and hard copy, and they are shipped straight to your door wherever you are in the world. So, and it looks like this. I hope you can see this. It's really, really nice material, actually. It's not like flimsy paper. It's really nice certificate paper, and there's like imprints on it, embossed like parts, and like here, and signatures and all this stuff. And yes, here, I'm going to show you that now. There's a number here, down here at the certificate. You can use this number to verify that your certificate is 100% real and from ITTT. So you can punch that number in on our website, and for example, your employer can verify that this is really a real certificate, because believe it or not, there are actually some people out there who Photoshop certificates, and so that is to prevent that, basically. Yeah, back to my slides. And we also have notarization services available. That is one thing that China requires, that you also get this certificate notarized, because they had so many Photoshop incidents, actually. So they made this a little bit more stricter. And we also do offer that service, but that's pretty much only if you want to go to China, or in some really rare cases, then you need to do that. And yeah, this course starts at $249 US, without tutor support and $339 with tutor support. So there's always 2 course options for this course. Tutor support just means that you have a professional TEFL expert at your side along your course journey that you can ask questions at any time, that you can like work together a little bit, get more insight, who's just kind of there to a little bit support you and push you a little bit. So this is great for people who maybe aren't that great with self-studying and you need like someone to push you a little bit and help you. So that's great for that. Yeah, then the specializations, very important. So specialization courses, I can also show you those certificates. I have all of these. So the first one that I got back in the day was the Teaching English to Young Learners. Looks like this, and they all look the same. As you can see, like it's the same format, and then it just says here Certificate in Teaching English to Young Learners right here. Also very, very pretty certificate. Also has the number here. So that's one certificate that I decided to get because I was, like I said, teaching already at the time, and I taught mostly kids, so I wanted to get this specialization to just like, you know, specialize in that field, be a better teacher to young learners. It's very different teaching kids versus adults, so that's why I did that. Then I got the this one, Certificate in Teaching Business English. This was next. Can also show you here, Certificate in Teaching Business English, because it's also very, very big, a big field of teaching, also in Asia and in a lot of parts of the world where you just teach business professionals. And as you can imagine, that is also very different from teaching children. So that's why I decided to get that certificate as well. And then the last one is the Certificate in Teaching English Online. Yep, online. So I got that one, I think at the end of last year or last year sometime. Actually, it says the date on it. I could check. Yeah, a year ago, the 10th of July, 2020. So that's when I got this certificate. And then I started teaching English online this year in March, just as a side hustle. And it's been so much fun. So much fun. So yeah, and those certificates, they start at $175 without tutor and $275 with tutor. So really, really great, those courses. So basically what they do, they just add to your portfolio. They get you more hours of training, and especially if you want to go in that direction, you know, teaching children, it's a huge plus when you apply for jobs. If you want to go in that direction of teaching adults, if you want to go and teach English online, those certificates are just great add-ons to your standard TEFL course to stand out from the crowd, to learn new skills, and to basically just advance in your teaching career. Then we have the bundles, which is also very interesting to mention. So basically, what I just showed you, the 120-hour plus two specializations, and you can choose the 2 you want to take out of the 3. So those 3 certificates right here, that's the 220-hour master package. That's this bundle, which includes those 3 things, as you can see, 120-hour, 50-hour, 50-hour, and then you have this bundle. So you can actually save money if you go that route. That's why I wanted to mention the bundles, because that's actually the 220-hour bundle, the master package, has been hugely popular, and just for that reason. And then we have the 470-hour professional package. We have the 550-hour expert package. So depending on really where you want to go in your teaching career, you can do more and more and more. So that's just something to keep in mind. Just wanted to mention. And obviously all of these packages and bundles are cheaper than if you buy the courses individually. So if you already know, oh yeah, I want to teach online and I want to teach kids, you should do the master package and do those courses with the standard one together, and you can save a bit of money. And also just mentioning this again, that we do have a 30% off discount in this live. We only share this discount in our live session, very special. And I shared the link in the comments. It looks like this. You can find it in the YouTube comments and also on the Facebook comments. You can click on that. You can fill out the application and you're going to see 30% off. So if you're not yet TEFL or TESOL certified, this is a really good deal. Hi, watching from Cholpon Ata. Cool, where is that? I don't know where that is. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's great. Okay, awesome. Good. Then let me also show you. Oh yeah, so those were all the online courses, right? Which is hugely popular, especially during the pandemic and these days and stuff. But we also have in-class TEFL courses that are 4 weeks long. So you can choose a destination of your choice. And this is actually our course map here, in-class course map. So all of these dots, we have in-class centers in these locations. So maybe there's one near you and you can do the 4-week course there. You get a lot of teaching experience, practical experience, with a group like this. We have tutors. You can hear like a tutor and you can teach to real English learners as well at those centers. So that's a great choice for anyone who wants to get the best possible training basically before they move on and teach. And a lot of people, they do basically take the 4-week course in the destination where they want to go and teach. So for example, we do have quite a lot of that locations in China. So you could go to Beijing, for example, take a course there and then continue and teach there. So that's very popular. And then we also have a combined option, which basically combines the benefits of the online course with the benefits of the in-class course. So that means you complete an online component of the course first. You also have up to 6 months to do that. And then you get in-class training for 5, 8, or 10 days at a training center worldwide. We have a lot of destinations in the US actually, but also in Asia, in Europe, South America, pretty much anywhere. You can also get this kind of training. We also now have online teaching training. You can find that on our website at CTPR. We have new courses because of the pandemic, so we do that online, and you can basically also get teaching practice with real students, but just online, and also with a tutor, so that's really great. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll share the specific link, but you can find that on our website very, very easily. Good, then I think we're almost done here. Oh, yes, the last thing that I want to mention before I'm going to do the official Q&A, because we get that asked a lot. So how long does a TEFL course take? And I mentioned that a little bit. So you have up to 6 months to complete your course. And this is basically the teaching English timeline, okay, that I made up basically. So it starts with the first step. Choose a TEFL or TESOL course, right? That's the first step. So you need to figure out which course is right for you based on your background and where you want to go in your career. You would choose your course. Then obviously you would work through the units, do your course. Then you would receive your certificate, step 3. Then you would apply for jobs and then you start teaching. So those are the 5 steps of teaching English, the timeline. So all of this can take anywhere from 4 to 6 months and upwards. This depends on where you want to go and teach, because it might take up to a year. All of these like government funded programs, they already start hiring pretty much almost a year before the contract starts. So this is the case in Japan, I think also in Korea. They start recruiting in fall for the next fall, basically, or in spring for next spring. So depending on where you want to go, you need to know these things, and you need to start early. The earlier you start, the better. But let's say if you want to teach online, you can pretty much start teaching online right after you finish and you get your certificate and you can create your profile and you can start teaching. So this all depends on where you want to go and how the regulations are and stuff. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. You have up to 6 months to complete the course. If you do the bundles, you have even more time to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And let me just see. this, yes, so this is just a reminder how to find ITTT online. Once again, so we are on Facebook, where you're watching, we're on YouTube, where some of you are watching, we're also on Twitter and on Instagram, and our website again is teflcourse.net. And now the official Q&A session starts, and I'm going to focus all of my attention on you guys and your questions that you might have. And also, as you can see, the big QR code is back right here. So again, 30% off. You can scan this with your phone, super easy. Hold your phone there, scan it, and it leads you straight to that application page where you then fill out your application. You hit apply, and then you can see the discounted price on that new page. If that doesn't work, let me know. I can share that code again. It's in the comment section as well. Let me just share it again one more time so that everybody can take advantage of that. And then I'm going to answer your questions. Okay. Here, this is what the link looks like. So you click on that, fill out your application, 30% off. And like I said, we only share this during our lives. This is very, very special. Take advantage of that. Okay. Let me take one more sip of coffee. I'm getting like a dry throat. It's really hot in Korea, and so it's hotter than what I'm used to in Germany, you know, where I grew up. It's really humid, and we have air conditioners on the whole day, so my throat is just really dry, especially when I have to talk so much. So just excuse that. All right, now I'm gonna look at the comments. All right, Leturg says, thanks for sharing, so informative. I wish to have certificates for business English, young learners, and teaching English online. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, right? Look at that. Look at all of my certificates. Yeah. Yeah, you should do it. You should do it. It's so worth it. I mean, I've been living in Korea now for a while, and I get so many teaching opportunities all the time. Like, really, there's so much demand. This is really a great career choice, so I highly recommend it. Then, EG says, so what about the type of the content? Reading, watching videos, or live sessions? Yes, sorry. So, live sessions are available for the CTPR course. Let me just share the link with you so you can see that. So those are live on Zoom courses that you can take with a tutor, with a teacher, TEFL expert, a teaching expert, and other students in a group, very much like the in-class course. That's how, here, found it. Okay, so this is that link. I'm going to share that with you now, so you can just check that out. This is also very, very nice. Great teaching practice for people who've never taught before. Just adding the coupon to the link so that you can see that. 30% off. Here we go. This is it. Looks like this. So teflcourse.net/TEFL minus TESOL minus with minus teaching minus practice. So TEFL TESOL with teaching practice. That's that. Those are the live sessions. So that's an option. And then you also asked about reading, watching videos. So yes, there's all of that. So there's reading. There's also videos in there. So it's very varied, lots of variety, interactive. It's not boring. I tell you that. It's not boring. All right, then we have, hello Linda, how are you faring? This is Amitava from Kolkata, India. Hey, hi Amitava. Thank you so much for joining. We actually have an Inclass TEFL Center in Kolkata. Have you been there? At the center? Not Kolkata. Maybe you've been there. Maybe that would be a good option for you because it's close to you. So yeah. Okay. All right. I'm still going to be here for a little bit, so feel free to throw your questions at me. Anything that you want to know, let me know. and I'm going to be here and answer it. And I'm just going to make myself bigger again so it doesn't look as awkward. But yeah. Great. So let me know. If there are no more questions, I'm just going to sign off. So here's your opportunity. Here is your opportunity to ask. But I mean, I'm going to be back next week, right? Next week, I'm going to be back again at 10 a.m. my time. Please like and subscribe our pages so you know you're notified and you know when our live sessions happen. We always share and post about the times. So do check that out. Don't miss it. And yeah. But this was really great. I feel like this time is also good. It gets a lot of you guys, interesting people here. So who maybe have never had the opportunity to watch our live sessions before. So that's why this is so important and so great. And also if, like I said, we always keep our live sessions in our playlists. So do check that out. Do check that out. Our previous live sessions. There might be something super valuable for you. Rabia is asking, what is your time right now? My time right now is 4:51 p.m. in South Korea. What is your time right now? What is your time? So normally I go live at 10 a.m. South Korea time. And now I went live at 4 p.m. South Korea time. So 6 hours later. Normally I'm live 6 hours earlier than this. EG has one more question. For the practice part, am I going to get a feedback regarding my mistakes and my methods? Of course. Yes, that's what this is all about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, you are. You're going to get feedback sessions, and then you're going to have to fix those errors and then do another session. Then you're going to get more feedback until you are 100% awesome, basically. Yeah. All right, Letark says, you look lovely. Oh, thank you. And I've learned much from this live session. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's awesome. Oh, Rabia, you're in South Africa. Awesome. 9:52. Yeah, I think this time zone is also great for anyone like in Europe and yeah, Africa. Totally. Europe and Africa. Really, really great time zone. And Asia. So I think, yeah, that's really awesome. I think I'm going to do more of that. Okay, Amitabha, I already have a TEFL 120-hour, awesome, in-class intensive course certificate. Cool, as well as a TESOL 250-hour online course certificate. Awesome. How do I apply for prospective jobs, preferably in Europe? Are you in Seoul, South Korea? I'm about an hour and a half south of Seoul in a city pretty much in the center of South Korea. How do you apply for jobs? So, did you get your TEFL or TESOL certificate with ITTT? If you did, then you have lifetime job support. That's one of the great benefits taking a TEFL course with ITTT, because you do have lifetime job support, never expires. You can hit up our team at any time and they will help you find a job. If you don't, you're still free to check out our job section on our website. When you go to teflcourse.net, in the header part, you'll see home, about ITTT, courses, and then jobs. So you can click on jobs and you can find a lot of information there. And yeah. Okay, yeah, I did it obviously with ITTT. Good. Well, I mean, we have some viewers who got TEFL certificates from other companies, so just making sure, but that's great. So what you can do is you can just email us, let us know that you're an ITTT grad, and that you're looking for a job in Europe, preferably, and then we will help you find that. Okay, great. All right, 3 p.m. in Indonesia. Awesome. At 2:52 in Thailand. Awesome. Very, very awesome. Cool. So we have a great crowd today. A lot of Asians, people in Asia and Europe and Africa. That's awesome. Yes, email address. Okay. Great. 1 second. I'm going to give you this email address. Anyone, you can reach us at this email address with any inquiries you might have. Here. So that is courses at TESOL-TEFL.com. Here, courses at TESOL-TEFL.com. Email us. Also, anyone who's not an ITTT student yet, email us your questions, anything, we'll answer it. Okay. Great. All right. Good. Today was great. Getting ready to sign off soon. So make sure you are liked and subscribed to our Facebook page. You tune in next week again. You can also like and follow us on social media. Here. Especially Instagram, at International TEFL Training. Do check us out. Also me, at Linda Goes East. Don't forget to follow on Instagram. Very important. And yeah, that's about it for today. I hope you found it informative. I hope you learned a lot. This was like a little bit of a taster today in this new time zone because it was my first time. So I always kind of check, what kind of people are joining from where, so that I can then tailor better topics. We do a lot of different kind of topics on our live sessions. So yeah. Oh, thank you. Amitava says, thanks a lot, Linda, for your kind support at all times to come. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. All right, Philip has a question here. Where can I get more info about France and Japan? I watched the live stream you did about Japan the other week, but can I get more info about France and the differences between them both? Great. Okay, so I also did a live session about teaching English in Europe. So that would be something to check out. I also mentioned a lot about France in that live session. So go back in our playlist and watch that. And then you can just compare. I don't have a live session about comparing Japan and France, unfortunately, but you can watch the France one and then kind of compare for yourself. And then also on our website, I highly recommend checking out our FAQ section. So when you go to teflcourse.net/FAQ, and you're going to find a lot of information about France, Japan, all of the different countries. All of the questions that I've answered today are pretty much also answered on our FAQ section. So that's a great, great resource for you to check out. Hope that helps. Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Awesome. Cool. So I'm going to sign off for today. This was a great session. Thank you guys so much for watching. I highly appreciated it. I always love coming on live here because this is just such a supportive and friendly and nice crowd. So please do come back again next week, or do watch the playback. As always, we'll be here. And any suggestions you might have, email us at courses@tesol-tefl.com. Send me a DM on Instagram at Linda Goes East. So please, reach out. Any questions you might have, come back to our live sessions, and then have a lovely weekend wherever you are, whatever time it is right now. Have a lovely weekend. And yeah, signing off. And hope to be back again next week. And I will be back for sure, but I hope to see you again next week. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye.